The preparations were carefully curated to reflect Jungkook's journey from a young boy with dreams in Busan to an international icon whose name commands recognition in New York, Paris, and Tokyo. Seoul became both a reflection of his roots and a projection of his global reach, turning his birthday into an international phenomenon that the world could not ignore. Walking through the streets of Seoul during Jungkook's birthday period in 2025 was an experience that felt almost unreal. Entire districts were illuminated with digital billboards, displaying his iconic images from early BTS days to his recent solo achievements. Myeongdong, Gangnam, and Hongdae were transformed into Jungkook-themed neighborhoods, with LED displays playing highlights of his performances and interview snippets that reminded fans of his growth and resilience. What stood out most were the large-scale birthday installations around landmarks such as the Lotte World Tower, Dongdaemun Design Plaza, and the Han River Bridges. Each location served as a symbolic reminder of Jungkook's presence in both the cultural and urban fabric of Korea. Fans had organized projection mapping shows that turned buildings into digital canvases, displaying not only Jungkook's images, but also heartfelt birthday wishes in multiple languages. These displays were more than decorative. They symbolized the unity of fans who came from every continent to gather in Seoul. One cannot underestimate the role of fans in orchestrating such a large-scale event. For Jungkook's birthday in 2025, fan bases from across the globe pooled resources, creativity, and coordination to deliver something unforgettable. Crowdfunding campaigns raised millions of won to fund light shows, subway advertisements, and even sponsored charity donations in Jungkook's name. The emotional intensity came not only from the visual spectacle, but from the human connections formed during this period. Fans who had never met before in real life shared moments of laughter, tears, and mutual understanding as they celebrated together in Seoul. Cafes were decorated with Jungkook-inspired themes, offering special drinks and desserts named after his songs or personal traits. These cafes became gathering spaces where fans exchanged gifts, shared stories, and reflected on how Jungkook had influenced their lives. Perhaps the most moving aspect of these gatherings was the cross-cultural unity. Fans from Japan, the US, Europe, Southeast Asia, and Latin America all converged in Seoul, proving that music transcends geographical boundaries. Their chants, banners, and collective presence turned Seoul into a global meeting ground, underscoring Jungkook's unparalleled power to connect humanity through music and artistry. Another layer that elevated this year's birthday surprise was the involvement of major media outlets and global brands. Jungkook's partnership with Calvin Klein, for instance, ensured that several large-scale promotional events were aligned with his birthday week. Billboards around Seoul not only highlighted his campaigns, but also blended seamlessly with fan-led tributes, creating a city-wide synergy between corporate recognition and grassroots celebration. Korean television channels aired special segments revisiting Jungkook's career highlights, featuring clips from his early training days to his recent performances that broke streaming records. News outlets worldwide covered the event, calling it one of the largest fan-led celebrations in pop culture history. This level of media attention amplified the visibility of Seoul's transformation, ensuring that even those who couldn't physically attend could still feel part of the moment. Luxury brands also took part by releasing limited edition merchandise, some of which sold out within hours of their launch. The collaboration between fans and corporations blurred traditional lines, showing that Jungkook's cultural impact is not confined to entertainment. It has expanded into fashion, commerce, and even tourism. While the grandeur of Seoul's transformation was undeniable, What made the celebration powerful was the emotional layer beneath it. At the center of every billboard, light show, and event was the story of Jungkook's growth. Fans reflected on how they had watched him evolve from a teenager with immense potential to a young man who carried the weight of global expectations. The emotional resonance was heightened by the timing. With BTS members fulfilling their military service obligations, Jungkook's birthday became a focal point for fans longing for connection and continuity. Celebrating his presence was not just about admiration, it was about reassurance, a reminder that their bond with him remained strong despite distance and circumstances. Letters, videos, and artworks submitted by fans were displayed in exhibitions across Seoul. Each piece carried personal stories. How Jungkook's music provided comfort during hardships. How his discipline inspired academic or career achievements. And how his authenticity encouraged self-acceptance. These personal narratives made the grand celebration feel intimate, grounding the spectacle in genuine human emotion. By becoming the center of Jungkook's birthday celebrations, Seoul symbolized both his personal roots and his global reach. The city served as a stage where his past, present, and future converged. It was in Seoul that Jungkook first pursued his dream, and it was in Seoul that fans from all over the world gathered to honor him. In many ways, the transformation of Seoul mirrored Jungkook's journey. Just as the city has grown into a global powerhouse while maintaining its cultural identity, Jungkook has risen to international stardom while staying true to his artistry and values. The 2025 birthday surprise was not just about spectacle, it was about narrative continuity, about how one young man's dream intertwined with the evolution of a city and the aspirations of millions. The celebration in Seoul stood as proof that Jungkook's impact goes far beyond the entertainment industry. It has become cultural, economic, and emotional. For fans, the city was not just a location, it was a pilgrimage site, a place where their admiration became tangible and collective. For the world, Seoul became a lens through which the phenomenon of Jungkook could be observed and understood. Every day, fans who had traveled from overseas gathered in front of these installations to record themselves singing "Happy Birthday" or performing small dance covers. These daily gatherings became informal fan meetings, strengthening bonds and heightening the excitement as the countdown drew closer to zero. By the final week before Jungkook's birthday, Seoul's landmarks had been fully integrated into the celebration. The Han River bridges, known for their nighttime illumination, displayed purple and golden lights, colors chosen to represent both BTS's official hue and Jungkook's star-like presence. At night, the reflection of the lights on the water created a magical atmosphere, drawing crowds who sat along the riverbanks to watch, sing, and share their stories about how Jungkook had influenced their lives. The Dongdaemun Design Plaza, DDP, one of Seoul's most futuristic architectural icons, hosted a digital art projection curated by fans and local artists. The plaza's massive curved walls became a giant screen, showcasing not just photos of Jungkook, but also artistic interpretations of his songs. Visuals inspired by tracks like Euphoria and Seven turned the building into a living artwork, blending sound, light, and emotion into a unique spectacle that drew applause from onlookers. The Lotte World Tower, Korea's tallest skyscraper, reserved its entire LED facade for a breathtaking midnight light show on the eve of Jungkook's birthday. Thousands of people gathered below, phones raised, as the tower came alive with animations of Jungkook's silhouette, messages of love from fans worldwide, and finally, a giant "Happy Birthday Jungkook" written across the skyline. It was not just a building illuminated, it was Seoul's heartbeat projected into the night sky. Behind the glamour of the citywide tributes were fans who spent months planning every detail. Their projects extended far beyond advertisements and light shows. Many initiatives were designed to reflect Jungkook's values of kindness, humility, and giving back. For example, several fan bases collaborated with local charities to donate food, clothing, and scholarships under Jungkook's name. Homeless shelters in Seoul received meals and blankets, while children in underfunded schools were given supplies, all funded by donations from fans worldwide. These acts of kindness became part of the birthday celebration itself, a way of honoring Jungkook not just with words, but with tangible good in the world. Animal shelters in Seoul also received special care packages and financial aid, symbolizing Jungkook's known affection for animals. Fans tied purple ribbons on the shelter's gates, marking the places where kindness had been extended in his honor. These gestures added a profound emotional layer to the festivities. They showed that celebrating Jungkook meant more than just admiration, it meant embodying the spirit of generosity he often displayed. Another fascinating element of the celebration was how everyday spaces in Seoul adapted to Jungkook's birthday. Cafes across the city turned into themed havens, with interiors decorated in purple balloons, photo cards, and posters. Each cafe offered unique Jungkook-inspired menus, with drinks named after his songs or desserts styled with motifs referencing his tattoos and stage outfits. These spaces became informal fan hubs where strangers bonded instantly over shared admiration. Art exhibitions also flourished during this time. In Hongdae, an area known for its youth culture and creativity, a fan-organized gallery displayed hundreds of artworks, paintings, digital art, sculptures dedicated to Jungkook. The exhibition wasn't merely aesthetic, it was emotional. Many artists included short notes explaining how Jungkook's music inspired them to overcome personal struggles or pursue their passions. Visitors walked through the gallery in silence, occasionally wiping away tears as they recognized the universal thread of hope woven through each piece. Even the streets of Seoul bore witness to the celebration. Buskers performed Jungkook's songs, drawing crowds who sang along in unison. Street vendors sold unofficial but heartfelt merchandise pins, postcards, and t-shirts, each designed with Jungkook's likeness. The city's atmosphere was unlike anything experienced during a typical birthday celebration. It felt like a festival that belonged not just to Seoul, but to the world. As the clock neared midnight on Jungkook's actual birthday, the atmosphere in Seoul reached its peak. Crowds gathered at the Han River, at Gwanghwamun Square, and near the Lotte Tower. Fans lit purple glow sticks and held banners with messages of love. The anticipation was electric, like the moments before a concert begins. When midnight struck, a coordinated wave of fireworks exploded above the city. Unlike national holidays, this display was entirely fan-funded and fan-orchestrated. Yet it rivaled official celebrations in grandeur. The sky was filled with dazzling colors, accompanied by fans singing "Happy Birthday" in countless languages. Some sang in Korean, others in English, Japanese, Spanish, or Arabic. The mixture of voices formed a choir of global unity, echoing across the night. The climax came when drones took to the sky above the Han River, arranging themselves into formations that depicted Jungkook's initials, his birth year, and finally the number 2025, alongside a giant purple heart. The crowd erupted in cheers, tears, and laughter. In that moment, Seoul was not just a city, it was a stage where love, gratitude, and admiration were written into the very air. For many fans, being in Seoul during this time was not just about witnessing grandeur, it was about healing, belonging, and connection. In conversations across cafes and fan gatherings, people shared deeply personal testimonies. Stories of battling loneliness, academic struggles, or career challenges, and how Jungkook's presence in the world gave them strength to persevere. The emotional impact was further amplified by the ongoing context of BTS members serving their military duties. For fans, Jungkook's birthday felt like a bridge, a moment that kept the connection alive during a period of absence. It was more than a celebration. It was reassurance, a reminder that the bond between artist and fan endures even through distance and time. By the end of the birthday night, Seoul itself seemed to hold the memory of what had happened. The lights on the bridges, the digital billboards, the decorated cafes, the exhibitions, they all told a story that would linger long after the banners were taken down. For fans who attended, the city became sacred ground, a place they would never forget. For those watching from afar, Seoul became a symbol of what collective love and admiration can achieve when united. In many ways, the city itself became a gift to Jungkook. Every building, every display, every gesture carried the message, "You are loved, you are celebrated, and you are part of us." It was not just fans giving to him, but an entire city breathing life into his story.